Ignatius was a nobleman who was very haughty, cunning, drunkard, and very fond of swords. Ignatius was known as a mighty and a very mischievous young man. During a duel, Ignatius was approached by a fortress soldier.
Are being attacked by French soldiers. The castle cannot be saved.
Commander,
Everyone
yes, sir.
seems
We have to
hopeless
defend
but
our
wants to
castle.
stay alive.
But the fortress is impossible to defend. What shall we do? Just follow my instruction. Alright, Gregorius. Keep holding.
But as Ignatius was running, he was shot by a cannon by the French troops and broke his legs so he couldn't walk.
My leg.
After Ignatius' leg was shot by a cannon, finally all the people in the fort surrendered to the French. Ignatius was tried to be healed by a French doctor, but Ignatius remained in critical condition.
Doctor, please perform the operation.
You can, Ignatius, if you insist on the operation. Your life is at stake.
I don't care if my life is at stake. I want life back.
The doctor still performed the surgery. However, the condition of Ignatius' legs did not return to normal. His legs were deformed. Some were short and some were long. Then a lump appeared under his knee. Then Saint Peter and Paul came to where Ignatius was being treated and advised him to do the sacrament.
Ignatius, your condition is bad. Let's do the sacrament of penance.
After performing the sacrament of penance, Ignatius finally improved from his critical condition. Even though Ignatius' leg had improved,
All efforts have been made, but Ignatius' leg have not returned to the same life as before. Take a book. Okay, thank you.
Ignatius was a little angry. Why should he be the one who hit by the cannon? Ignatius was also angry because his legs were no longer shaped like before and even looked deformed. Ignatius was tired of waiting, so he started reading a book entitled The Life of Story of Christ and other books about the lives of saints.
What shall I do? I'll just read book that was given to me.
He read the books over and over again. After reflecting on what he had read, however, Ignatius began to think of worldly things that pleased him.
It seems like getting drunk on wine is more enjoyable.
I can think like that. I was helped by God when I was operated on.
God helped him by bringing other thoughts. Ignatius began to reflect on many things that felt good. Ignatius hesitated. If he thought that worldly things, he would indeed feel happy, but if he stopped thinking about worldly things, he would feel dry and unsatisfied. After he read books about the life of Christ and the way of life of the saints, Ignatius began to realize that their way of life was worth to emulate.
Are very interesting, and their way of life might be something I can emulate so that I can be a better person in the future.
Ignatius started repenting and fasting a year later. Despite his Repentance, Ignatius still felt that he was not clean. Finally, Ignatius went to Monsterrat with his brother to the village of Onate riding a donkey. Arriving at the village of Onate, Ignatius invited his brother to keep night watch and pray at the Marian chapel.
My brother, come with me to watch and pray at the chapel of Mary. All right, I will come with you.
After praying at the chapel of Mary, Ignatius left his brother in Onate at his sister's place. Ignatius continued his journey to Navarrete.
I just remember there are some people who still owe me to catch in this place. I will write a letter to the treasurer.
After receiving the letter from Ignatius, the king's treasurer immediately met with the king on the king's throne.
There are no money here, King.
In this place, there is no money for other people, but for the Loyola people, there must be.
Okay, I shall comment.
The king offered Ignatius a good rank. After that, Ignatius received money from the king and then left.
Ignatius. Ignatius, I was sent by the king to give you this money. And the king also offered you to pray.
Distribute this money to those who are in debt. The rest use it to take care of the statue of Our Lady.
Alright, Ignatius. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
After that, Ignatius traveled from Navarrete to Monsterrat on the donkey he had brought with him. He felt that God was always guiding him in the decision he made. Then Ignatius met an Arab. Ignatius and the Arab were talking about Our Lady.
What do you think about Our Lady?
I think but a virgin when she was a pregnant. But I think don't believe when she was virgin.
After saying that, the Arab quickly left the place. During the journey, Ignatius thought to himself,
What happened to the Arab?
there was a sense of dissatisfaction in Ignatius, which made him daydream during the trip. There was a sense of resentment towards the Arab.
I can't believe he's demanding Mary in front of me. I'll stab him with my dagger. But where did he go? I don't know. I'll unhitch my donkey. If he heads for the village, I'll stab him with my dagger. But if he goes to the main road, I will not stab him.
God led Ignatius to a fairly large village. In the village, Ignatius bought clothes and also a burlap to make a large cloak up to the feet. He also bought a bottle and a stick. The stick was placed in the saddle of the donkey, because at night Ignatius' feet would swell and would feel pain. Ignatius arrived in Monsterrat. On his journey, Ignatius kept thinking about the plans he would do in Monsterrat.
What should I do in Monsterrat? Maybe I will become a knight and keep a night vigil at the altar of Our Lady.
In Monsterrat, Ignatius confessed his sin by praying and writing a general confession. It took Ignatius several days to complete the general confession. Ignatius presented his sword, garment, dagger, and soybean at the altar of Our Lady.
in what I have done in the past, sinning thoughts that do not conform to the teaching of Christ. I ask God's forgiveness through you.
Good. Now I will forgive you. Drop me. God forgive you. No. Go and multiply God things wherever you are.
The day before the feast of Saint Mary in March 1522, Ignatius quietly sought out the poor.
Oh, poor man, take and put on my clothes.
No, I don't deserve to wear this shirt. They are too expensive.
No problem. Just with this shirt, I have to leave soon.
Thank you.
After Ignatius returned, Ignatius knelt before the altar of Our Lady all night.
Look, I will leave the city by going through the small streets, so that no many people will notice me.
After Ignatius arrived in Manresa village, he stopped at the hospital. Ignatius recorded some things in his book. The book gave Ignatius entertainment during his journey away from Monsterrat. After a mile from Monsterrat, someone approached Ignatius very quickly.
Did you really give the clothes to the poor in Monsterrat? Because he was accused of stealing that you gave him the clothes.
I feel sorry and guilty for him, because he must be accused of stealing the clothes I gave him.
Ignatius was sad. The news that Ignatius had done great things while in Monsterrat, the rumor spread everywhere and people began to exaggerate Ignatius' deeds. For example, Ignatius left a great legacy in Monsterrat.